Hello everyone, this is Pooka and welcome to another game I played on the Pokemon Trading Card Game Online. Again, we have some Plasma Freeze cards to work with, and this is the brand new deck spawned by Plasma Freeze. Well, it's just kind of called the Plasma deck. It's going to be focusing around Thundurus EX, Deoxys EX, and I play the Plasma Kyurem as well, and of course good old Lugia EX. And we'll see what happens here. Now, my hand is particularly bad in this situation, that's for sure. But we'll see what we can do against a Darkrai deck. Going up against a player named Hammertime, and go figure, he is playing the Hammertime Darkrai deck. Very creative. Anyway, the Darkrai matchup is a little strange. You know, you would think it might be bad if they play Enhanced Hammer, Crushing Hammer. Like that Enhanced Hammer, they just hit the discard pile. You would think it would be bad, because this deck runs all special energy and no basic energy. So you would just kind of figure, well, how do you beat anything with Enhanced Hammer and Sableye? Well, that's where Thundurus comes in. That first attack, Raiden Knuckle, for 1 energy does 30, and then you get an energy back from the discard pile and attach it to one of your benched Team Plasma Pokemon. So, you can kind of keep up with Enhanced Hammer just by, hitting Sableye for 30, which will be additional damage once I get Deoxys EX into play, and then you get back in energy. So, it's a close matchup. They can't just sit there using Enhanced Hammer the whole time. They're not going to win that war. But it is kind of annoying to get your energy discarded all the time. But I am going to bench my Keldeo EX, rush in, and then I have the Float Stone, so I can go ahead and retreat for free. Good way to get out of that laser, those status effects. And yeah, my hand is really bad, so I'm just getting desperate, catching out the Darkrai there, and hoping he doesn't have an energy. That's a sad thing to hope for, but that's probably my best bet right now. Yeah, I have nothing. I have 3 Pokemon and a Switch. I was hoping he would be forced to play an N or something, or maybe he would just miss an energy. But it looks like he drew it off the Bianca. So darn. You can attach and retreat to Sableye. And, if I can just top deck an energy, maybe this won't be so bad. I'm going to need a Prism or a Blend, something that provides lightning energy. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to do anything. And, alright, I'm not going to be able to do anything. He did Junk Out for an Enhanced Hammer, and I didn't catch the other card. Might have been a Crushing Hammer. So, yeah, this is a pretty brutal start for me. These poor starts can happen to any deck, of course. We'll see if there's any way I can recover from this. It looks really bad. I think this is a turn 2 Night Spear. Turn 3, I probably should be paying more attention. But a quick Night Spear, nonetheless. And this is not looking good at all. So here I have a choice to make. I could just, go ahead and Raiden Knuckle for 30 and just accept the fact that my Thundurus is going to eat it. But instead, I decide to rush in with the Keldeo, get free retreat, and then bring up this other Thundurus EX. I did draw the Prism this turn, so we're going to go ahead and Raiden Knuckle for 30, and then we'll get a Blend Energy back onto the Plasma Kyurem. And, it's not great, but it's a start, And here's a Crushing Hammer, discards the Blend. There's an Enhanced Hammer, discards the Prism. Oh boy. Alright, so we're left with no energy in play whatsoever. Beautiful. Okay, I do top deck that Full Art Juniper. That is a beautiful card, for the record. So I am glad about that. That is for sure. I have this extra Float Stone that I'm just going to go ahead and attach somewhere. Doesn't really matter where I put it. When you have Float Stone on Keldeo, you can always just rush in and retreat. And it's like every one of your Pokemon has free retreat. So it's actually pretty cool. I think this is something we're going to see in decks a lot. That is for sure. Now, I do get a Deoxys EX into play this turn. And I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to use the Thundurus EX that has 100 on it as opposed to the one with 90 on it. Since, they're both going to get knocked out by Night Spear, so might as well just go ahead and, why not? Why not just use the one that's got more damage on it? And then I'm going to Raiden Knuckle for 40. And get a Prism back onto Kyurem, And we're going to try to salvage something here, but I have a ton of damage on my board. There's a Crushing Hammer, another Heads. Ugh. I had a Chorus Machine in my hand, but I didn't want to play it because I didn't know where I wanted the energy to go. So I decided to hold on to it instead. And now, geez, how am I going to come back from this? There's the Thundurus, that's going to go down. I have 90 damage on another Thundurus, 30 on the Keldeo, 60 on the Kyurem. There's damage everywhere. And what am I supposed to do about this? I draw a bunch of Plasma Balls and Ultra Ball. Those are not going to help me out right now. I do put down a second Deoxys EX, so I'm going to be able to do quite a bit of damage now. Let's see if I can pull some magic off here. I don't know. We're going to have to try. Go ahead and Ultra Ball away those two other balls, and then Bicycle. Hoping to get a Prism or a Blend. Doesn't seem to work out, though. Going to play a Chorus for 7. And, boy, you got to be kidding me. I didn't get a Prism or a Blend off of that. Now what do we do? Well, this is going to be another turn with no energy. Yeah, this is pretty ugly. This is not a good display for the Plasma deck, I suppose. This was a very, very ugly game. There's just not much is going right here. We're going to Plasma Ball just to thin out a card. Maybe grab another Thundurus. Maybe we can Raid Knuckle, I don't know, next turn. I'm going to retreat and just sacrifice the Kyurem just because it's a one-prize Pokemon. It's not an EX. So, who knows? I do have a Chorus Machine again. I might just hold off on playing it again because I don't know where to put the energy. And I'm going to have to pass. Now, what in the heck can I possibly do in this game? I don't even really know, to be honest. I'm just kind of crossing my fingers that something will appear to me. Maybe I'll have some chance to win, but the reality is I'm going to be down 3 prizes at the very least, and I'm going to have a ton of damage on my board. I don't know. What can we do? Now, I do see a long shot play here, where potentially I could win with Lugia. Now, that little damage I did to Darkrai earlier, it might not seem like much, but you can see the active is pretty softened up. It does, I think, probably like 70 or 80 damage on it. And I do get End again, so I lose my Chorus Machine again. That is a pain in the butt. It's twice I could have played one, but I didn't know where to put the energy, so I held on to it. Figured he just wouldn't end himself to low amounts of cards, but heck, I was wrong. And now a Scramble Switch onto a new Darkrai. Boy, what am I supposed to do here? But yeah, Lugia, I suppose, would be my one out to this game. The only real way I could probably win here is if I charged up a Lugia and went ahead with Plasma Gale and, knocked out a Darkrai. That's 3 prizes. Knock out the other Darkrai with a bunch of damage on it. That's 6 prizes in 2 attacks. So if I can pull that off, that would probably be my best way to win this game. Otherwise, I really don't have any other hope. I really just gotta hope for that. Maybe we can power it up pretty quickly with the Raid Knuckle from Thundurus. Who knows? I have a Skyla. I could get a Chorus Machine, perhaps. And we'll see. I do play Double Colorless in this deck as well. Can this deck make some kind of crazy comeback? We are down 3 prizes at this point. There's 90 on the bench Thundurus, 60 on the active Keldeo. I'm just going to go ahead and Skyla for the Chorus Machine now, and go ahead and Raid Knuckle. It'll do 50, since I do have 2 Deoxys EX in play. We'll just take an energy, take a Prism, put it onto the Lugia, and okay, I mean, now we have a clear game plan to win. Crushing Hammer, oof, thank goodness that was Tails. That would have really just been the end of this game, I would think, if he were to discard one of the Plasma energy off of my Lugia. And there is a Juniper. This is not looking good. You gotta think Darkrai would be able to close out this game from here. Another Crushing Hammer. Oh, Tails again. So it's evened out over the course of the game. At the beginning, he did discard a bunch of my energy with Crushing Hammer and Enhanced Hammer. Now he got 2 Tails in a row. I don't know. Maybe there's a glimmer of hope here. He just hits the active 490. He doesn't have a catcher to finish something off. That's good. It means it's going to take him at least one more attack to get me this game. And now, alright, I'm going to play the N for sure. But do I play the Plasma Energy first? Now, if I do that, I force myself to draw a Chorus Machine or Scramble Switch. Or I could just draw a DCE for the attack cost, but I draw the energy in the Scramble Switch anyway off of this, so this works out really well. Scramble Switch, switch out the Thundurus, and move the energy to Lugia and Plasma Gale for a 3-prize turn. Now, all of a sudden, in that one attack, we were down 3 prizes, and now the game is tied. Ooh, maybe we can pull something off here. Now, all I have to do is knock out one more Darkrai with this Lugia, and I actually win the game. This is how quickly the games can turn around with this Plasma deck. When you have Deoxys EX in play, with that Lugia EX, you can start to hit 140, 150 damage with that Plasma Gale. And that's pretty ridiculous when you consider, hey, this takes an extra prize when it gets a knockout, huh? Alright, that's cool. I can take 3 prize turns now pretty easily. In the past, 120 was not a very good number to work with, but now with Thundurus EX setting up knockouts and Deoxys providing that extra oomph to finish off these EXs, this Plasma deck is very formidable, and it can take prizes very, very quickly. You can see just like this, my opponent was in control of this game the entire time. No question, I was getting destroyed this game. There's so much damage on my Pokemon. And I have a chance to win next turn. It just took 2 turns to completely turn this game around. It actually just took 1 turn, and now the second turn I can actually win the game. So I need a Plasma Energy and a Pokemon Catcher to win the game next turn. But, you know, that's still a lot for me to draw. I have gone through quite a few resources at this point. I think I have 2 Plasma Energy left, though, so that should be an easy thing to draw, but I don't know if I can draw the Catcher. If I don't draw everything this next turn, I'm probably going to end up losing just because there's so much damage on my Pokemon. But here we go. There's a Night Spear. And, well, you know, something I could do is, even if I just Plasma Gale the active for 140, I would be 10 short. But maybe I could pull something off with Kyurem and get a Frost Spear on a Sableye and then hit the Darkrai for the finishing blow. But it looks like we're just going to go for it, man. We actually have 3 Plasma Energy left and 2 catchers. Oh boy, this could happen here. We're going to take the Snorlax out of the deck just to thin it. And we have that beautiful full art Juniper. Draw me what I need. And here we go. I need a catcher and a Plasma. What do you know? Okay, we're going to catch her up. That Darkrai with 70 damage on it. And in 2 turns, we just took 6 prizes in a game where we were absolutely dominated the entire time. So the comeback potential for this deck is huge. You can see I had 2 Chorus Machines prize too as well. But this deck can come back from almost anything, and that is very scary. So look out for this Plasma deck in the future. It is going to make a splash, that's for sure. Until then, though, thanks for watching, guys. I am Pooka here from the Top Cut. We'll have more videos for you soon, and I'll see you.